Good afternoon. Time to talk about week 12. So there are 3 assignments that are hanging out there right now, plus one that I haven't even posted yet, but it's a short one. So assignment number 4 is in D2L, and it's due Monday, April 11th. And then the evaluation assignment, which I'm going to talk about in more detail in a minute, is due on April 18th. And then the final project is due May 2nd. So the final project I'm going to talk about more detail next week. It's posted in D2L, so you can look at it, and I encourage you to look at it, get an idea of what's going on and what's going to be required for it, and start thinking of any questions you have about it. But I will talk about it in depth in the overview for that I do next week. Okay, so let's talk about the evaluation assignment. So in this case, actually the evaluation assignment and the final project are sort of related. In the evaluation assignment, we provide what we want you to look at, and in the final project, you have to find things, you have to find resources and look at them. So in this case, in part, there's 3 parts to the evaluation assignment. In the first part, you're going to look at the Google results list that we created for you. I shouldn't say we, Melissa, who teaches the section that's at 9:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, created it. And you can right-click, and it'll bring up a menu, and you just say Open Hyperlink, or you can control-click to get to the websites. This is a fake Google results list that we created. Don't go directly to Google. You're not going to find it. She went through and found all of those records in a Google search, and then copied the images over. So from this list, we want you to identify 4 factual claims that you determine are trustworthy and credible. And then you're going to talk about the evidence provided in there. So this is just kind of building on what we've been doing throughout the semester. This is where you're going to identify some claims. You're going to figure out whether or not you think they're trustworthy and credible, and then you're going to tell us why the evidence supports that. And you have to use at least 3 different resources. So there's 10 in the list, and you must use at least 3 of them. So we've provided, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, we provided a mixture of good, bad, some things that have good and bad things in them. We've got videos for you. We've got a podcast episode for you. We've got some academic research journal articles for you. We've got regular articles. So I think you'll have fun sort of exploring the resources. We had a lot of fun pulling them for you. And then from that list, you're also going to identify one that you think is not credible, and then you're going to tell us why you think it's not trustworthy. So in part 2, here's what the Google results list looks like. So pretending that you had done a search on U.S. immigration and that you got these 10 results. So anyway. Part 2 is we have provided 2 articles for you, and we want you to complete the worksheet that's attached to that's included in the assignment. And then the part 3 is where you do some reflection on the assignment and answer some questions. So we're asking you to think back on all of the reading that you've done, because by the time you've completed this, you've read 12 articles, or scanned them or reviewed them, 12 articles on the topic of immigration. So, you've gotten at least an overview of all the issues that are surround immigration in the United States. So, then we're going to ask you to think about what other questions you still have left. Okay, so in this week we're looking at chapter 11, and this one is about, are the statistics deceptive? And in my mind, this chapter, it almost could go with the chapter where you're evaluating research studies, because that's a lot of the times that's where you see statistics when you're looking at scholarly articles or when they're reporting the results of research studies. So I think I found some fun articles for you to read about statistics. This is something that I like reading about because it's kind of fun. I don't understand sometimes all of the most complex statistics that they present to you, but I think some of the basic ones are good to know. All right, so have fun.